Hello dear students, my name is 𝐄-𝐊𝐿𝐻𝐿 and I am your EVS teacher. So students, we were learning our chapter 3, we are special, and this is the last part of our chapter 3 and this is part 4 named symbolic language. So we will be finishing this chapter with this part. Let's start. So in previous part we finished at the part that there are people who are not able to speak and hear, and the way they communicate is through gestures. So here we will start today's discussion with that point only. Many times you understand the instructions of your family members or teachers or friends by their gestures only. So many times when your teacher says like this, so you understand that he or she is saying to sit down. Sometimes he or she may like call you like this. So many times we understand these gestures when people are not actually speaking something, but they are providing instructions to you, and you get those instructions and you follow those instructions. So similarly, the way you understood the instructions through gestures, similarly for those people who cannot speak and hear, special type of language known as symbolic language is used. So you come to know that the people who are not able to speak and hear, they use this kind of language to communicate, and this is named as symbolic language, and in this language they communicate through their gestures. The pictures of symbolic languages are given here. We will see them on the next slide. With the help of these figures, try to make your classmates understand the word boy without speaking. You can ask for more such words. So there's a picture on next slide. I'm going to show you. So there are specific gestures, there are specific symbols which are used for communication in symbolic language. Let's see them. So this is the picture for symbolic language. You can see that all the letters are mentioned here. So you can see that A is like this. So here is A. Then B is like this. So you have to practice all of them. You have to practice them from A to Z just for learning something new, and then you have to do a task that you have to take help of some of your friends who are living in nearby area, or your siblings, or anyone with whom you can easily conduct this activity. So you have to mention the word boy. So you have to search for B, you have to search for O, and you have to search for Y, and then you have to fulfill this thing. You have to speak without speaking. You have to tell someone that I'm speaking boy without saying boy. So students, this figure, this picture is also given in your book. So you can use the picture given in your book to learn these different symbols which are a part of Indian symbolic language. So बच्चों, हमने अब तक ये देखा है कि जो व्यक्ति बोलने में और सुनने में सक्षम नहीं होते हैं वो भी अपने आप को दूसरों तक पहुंचा सकते हैं, अपनी बात को दूसरों तक पहुंचा पाते हैं, या जो कुछ वो कहना चाहते हैं वो दूसरों तक समझा पाते हैं, और इसके लिए सांकेतिक भाषा का उपयोग लिया जाता है। और सांकेतिक भाषा के कुछ संकेत अभी हमने पिछली स्लाइड में देखे थे। सो लेट्स मूव। देयर आर सम थिंग्स टू डू विच यू हैव टू डू, एंड यू हैव टू टेक हेल्प फ्रॉम योर फैमिली मेम्बर्स, फ्रॉम योर पेरेंट्स while doing all these things. So first of all, if there are any children with special needs in your surroundings and they do not go to study, then encourage them and try to bring them to school along with you. So when you will start going to school, or you must be going to school, you are having admission in school, and you come to know that there are any children who are not admitted in the school, who are not given admission in the school, you have to encourage them and take them along with you for admission. तो बच्चों, अगर आपके आसपास कोई भी ऐसे बच्चे रहते हैं जो विशेष आवश्यकता वाले बच्चे हैं, आप उनसे मिलिए, और अगर वो विद्यालय नहीं जाते हैं यानी उनका विद्यालय में एडमिशन नहीं हुआ है तो आप उनका एडमिशन करने के लिए उनको प्रेरणा दें, आप उनकी हिम्मत बढ़ाएं, क्योंकि आज समावेशी शिक्षा के अंतर्गत सभी बच्चों को पढ़ने का, एक ही जगह पढ़ने का अधिकार मिला है और आपको ऐसे बच्चों को ज़रूर मोटिवेट करना चाहिए, आपको उन्हें आगे बढ़ने के लिए कहना चाहिए. The second thing you have to do is very interesting. Stick a thick thread on the boundaries of any 4 states on the map of India. So first of all, you have to take a map of India. Then on that map, what you have to do, you have to stick a thick thread on the boundaries of any 4 states. Then close your eyes. You have to close your eyes after that and try to recognize different states by moving your finger over. So after closing your eyes, you have to touch the thread on the map and you have to identify the 4 states which you have already marked with the thread. So 4 states here are mentioned which you can easily identify. Like first one is our state Rajasthan, then comes Gujarat, our neighboring state, then Jammu Kashmir and Kerala. So first of all, you have to take a map of India, then you have to stick a thick thread on these 4 states and you can ask someone else to identify these 4 states just by touching the thread and just try to identify the state, which state are you touching by your hand. And the next thing you have to do, are there any persons in your vicinity who achieve success in life despite physical impairments? So you have to search for such people who have achieved success despite of their some impairments, like a person who is not able to see, a person who is not able to speak or hear, or a person who is not able to move, a person who is having some problem in his or her hand. So a person who is having any kind of physical impairment but he or she got success with his efforts. If there is a person in your surrounding, in your vicinity, in your neighborhood, then you have to find that person. Then what you have to do after finding such person, have a discussion with these people and try to know about their struggle in life. So it must have been not easy for them to achieve the success which they have achieved. So you have to discuss with these people, you have to make a proper discussion with these people that what kind of struggles they faced while their journey of success. So बच्चों, यहाँ आपको एक और काम करना है कि अगर आपके आसपास कोई भी ऐसे लोग हैं जिन्होंने अपने जो भी कोई प्रकार की शारीरिक समस्या के होते हुए सफलता प्राप्त की हो, किसी भी क्षेत्र में सफलता हो सकती है, तो आपको उनसे मिलना है और फिर उनसे चर्चा करनी है कि उन्होंने अपने जीवन में सफलता प्राप्त करने के लिए क्या-क्या संघर्ष किए, किस-किस प्रकार की परेशानियों का सामना किया. Let's move next. So now we have to learn about a disorder, a disease which is quite different and which is very serious. So the disease is named cerebral palsy. So what is cerebral palsy? Let's see. Have you ever heard about cerebral palsy? So I don't think that you students have learned already about this or you have not heard about this. So let's start the discussion. It is a type of disease. In this disease, all the organs of the body like hands, legs, etc. are all right but do not work properly. So when a medical checkup is done, hands, legs and all the other organs of the body are found all right but they are not able to work properly. Due to this disease, the patient's brain has no control on the organs of the body. So dear students, you must remember that the brain is very important organ of human being. So all these parts, all these organs of our body are able to function properly only when our brain is able to control them in efficient manner. So here in these patients, their brain is not having control on the organs of the body, and that is the reason that despite their organs are all right, they are not able to function in a proper manner, due to which the person cannot perform a particular activity, like he is unable to lift a book placed in front of him. So if a book is placed in front of him or her, a person, a patient suffering from cerebral palsy is not able to lift that book, even if his hand is all right, there is no physical problem in his or her hand. Some specific type of exercise is required in this disease. For the treatment of this disease, some specific type of exercise is required, and this exercise has to be performed on a daily basis. Due to physical exercise, gradually brain starts controlling the organs of the body. So this is important, that when this physical exercise is conducted regularly, due to this physical exercise, finally the brain gets control over the organs of the body. Similarly, there are some specific exercises to perform the activities like reading and writing. So there are some specific exercises which these patients have to do for reading and writing also, and without performing those exercises, these patients of cerebral palsy are not able to perform the activities of reading and writing. By practicing the exercises, gradually the patient becomes normal. So after a lot of different exercises, when these exercises are practiced on a routine basis, finally the patients become normal. Although he cannot work with a normal speed like us, but still his condition improves to a large extent. So he or she is not able to function like a normal person, like you or like any normal child, but such patients, when they perform all the exercises recommended by their doctor, then finally they are able to perform lot of activities. तो बच्चों, cerebral palsy अपने आप में एक ऐसा विकार है, एक ऐसी बीमारी है जो बहुत ही गंभीर है। कई इसके जो रोगी हैं, उनके सभी शारीरिक जो अंग हैं, उनके सही होते हुए भी वो अपने शरीर के अंगों से कार्य करने में सक्षम नहीं होते हैं, और ऐसे रोगियों के लिए डॉक्टर्स द्वारा बहुत सारी अलग अलग एक्सरसाइज बताई जाती हैं, और उन एक्सरसाइज को करने से धीरे धीरे उनके जो मस्तिष्क है वो उनके शारीरिक अंगों पर अपना नियंत्रण दिखाने लगता है, और उनमें बहुत सारी एक्सरसाइज करने के बाद सुधार आने लगता है। लेकिन ये सुधार इतना नहीं होता कि वो बिल्कुल एक नॉर्मल व्यक्ति की तरह, एक सामान्य व्यक्ति की तरह उसी गति से सभी काम करने लग जाएं। हाँ, कुछ सुधार ज़रूर होता है। तो ये हमने देखा एक अलग सा डिसऑर्डर, cerebral palsy. Let's move next. So students, what we learned in this chapter, we finished this chapter, and now we are going to discuss which points we learned in this chapter. Despite physical disabilities, people have special capabilities. So we learnt about Helen Keller, we came to know about Louis Braille. So you need to remember that despite physical disabilities, people are having special abilities or special capabilities. Then second thing, those persons who cannot see, read and write with the help of Braille script. So people who are not able to see, those who are blind or are not able to see with the help of their eyes, they read and write with the help of a special script which is named as Braille script, and this Braille script was invented by Louis Braille, who belonged to France. Those persons who are deaf and dumb communicate with the help of symbolic language. So you need to remember the symbolic language also. So symbolic language is used for those people who are not able to speak and hear. So those who are deaf and dumb, they use symbolic language to communicate all their thoughts or all their ideas. So this was all we learned in this chapter 3. We are special. So students, this chapter contains just 2 questions and we are completing the practice questions with this part only. We are not including a different part for practice question, as there are very few practice questions. So let's start the practice questions. So first question is here. Braille script was developed by, there's a blank, you have to fill the blank here, and it consists of protruded indications based on, there's a fill in the blank, then dots. So here 2 blanks are given and you have to fill these 2 blanks in this question. So first question is about who developed the Braille script. So blank you have to fill, and in this blank we will fill Louis Braille, because Louis Braille developed the Braille script. And in the second blank you have to mention 6. So here you have to mention 6 and here Louis Braille. So students, I have mentioned them here also. So there are 2 blanks, and in 2 blanks 2 different things are asked here. So in first, the name of the person who developed the Braille script is mentioned, that is Louis Braille, and in the second blank you have to mention that this script is based on how many dots. So it is based on 6 dots. Let's move to the next question. Question number 2 is there. In Braille script, a pointed blank is used to write and it is known as, there's a blank. So we have seen the pictures while learning the chapter. So in Braille script, a pointed pen is used. So here we will write pen, and this pen is known as stylus. So these were the 2 blanks, we filled them. I hope that you must be knowing these things, that in Braille script a pointed pen is used and that pen is named as stylus. Let's move. The third question is actually a thing to do which you have to do. Previously also I mentioned some things which you have to do. You have to explore and find out some things. You have to conduct some activities on your own. So the third question is, if there are people with special needs in your vicinity, then discuss with them and try to find out in which type of work do they have their expertise. So again, in previous thing to do also, I told you to meet any people with a special need, any person with special need. So you have to meet such people and you have to discuss with them that which kind of work they do or which kind of expertise are they having. So here you not have to write any answer, simply you have to do this activity. And this was all about today's class, and here we finished our chapter 3 and we will be meeting in our next video with chapter 4. Thank you for watching.